wise ass. All right. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're if you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? I'm sorry. I love when my husband's home. Grab your coffee, maybe a snack or two, and let's get into it. So I can't contain my laughter. I'm sorry. Oh, he makes me laugh every time. No kidding. So the thing that we're going to be talking about today is items. I think I did this video about 2 years ago, but you know, there's no harm in doing it again and having like a refresher. Okay, so if you have a prepper notebook or anything like that, please get that out so you can write these items down. Okay, because you know, when a crisis happens, okay, first pictures and videos will show up on media. Okay, just before or just after any kind of a disaster happens, we see pictures and videos of people lining up to buy emergency supplies, right? But then we also see out of stock, right? Signs all over the supermarket, Walmart, Target, Sam's Club, Costco, you know, whatever stores we go to. And then as soon as they get something back in, it'll be like limit of 1 per person per day, or limit of 2. Okay. Now, clearly, and I've been saying this from the get-go, clearly the time to stock up on these items is not when you need them, but before you need them. Now, if you are embracing the preparedness lifestyle of being of the prepared mind, if you're new to being of the prepared mind, okay, you already know you need to have a plan ahead to protect your family. You certainly don't want to be one of those people wasting time, precious resources, trying to find survival items at the last minute. Okay, take for example a hurricane or a snowstorm. You don't want to be out at the store right before that hurricane or that snowstorm or blizzard hits to be buying water, non-perishables, toilet paper, paper towels, flashlights, batteries. Okay, the list goes on, but I'm saying you don't want to be out there trying to grab and go and grab and go, because when you get to that store, there's going to be hundreds of other people going for those same items. So why not, because you are of the prepared mind, stock up months ahead of time, before hurricane season starts, before winter starts with the blizzards that you know are going to start. Okay, now whether it's a natural disaster, like I said, hurricane, earthquake, a human-made emergency, war, okay, most essential items will disappear quickly from the store shelves. Okay, now in many crisis situations, stores may not even be open to serve the public, so you also have to keep that in mind as well. Now, as you're building your emergency pantry, there are 50 items to consider stocking up on now before it's too late. Now, I'm not saying that, yes, there's a crisis coming and get out to the store and oh my goodness gracious, yes. No, that's not what I'm saying. But being of the prepared mind, or even if you're new to being of the prepared mind, these are things that we should have a good stock of. And, you know, this is also like a good reminder, and you'll be like, oh, you know what? I forgot that I'm actually running low on that. Write that down in my prepper notebook. Okay. Or you could be like, you know what? Check, I have a year of supply. Check, I have a year supply. Check, I got 6 months supply. You know what? Maybe I should buy. Okay. That's why I'm doing this. Right on. So the first aluminum foil. And if you're asking yourself why, okay, aluminum foil is often overlooked as a disaster supply item. And it's used for cooking in food storage needs. Okay, it also has many survival uses as well. All right. The second one is pet food. If you have pets like I do, okay, stock up on pet food. Don't forget your pet supplies, your livestock supplies when it comes to stockpiling food, because they need food and water too. Okay. The third one is antibacterial soap and wipes. Now, these will help keep you clean while saving your precious water supply as well. All right. Now, the fourth one is baby supplies. Now, I know that we have been seeing, now, correct me if I'm wrong, are we still seeing, because honestly, I have not been out to a store and I don't know how long. Okay. With the baby formula and the diapers and the wipes and stuff like that. Are we still seeing supply shortages with that? So if you are able, stock up on that. Are you expecting a baby? Do you have babies in your family? Diapers, wipes, formula, like I said, if it's not still already in a tight supply chain crisis right now, it will be when a crisis arises, all right? Baking soda is another one. This stuff is incredibly useful. You can use it for cleaning, deodorizing, and cooking, okay? Bandanas, handkerchiefs. These items will keep you cool, help you breathe easier if air quality is pure. Bandanas also have multiple uses as well. Batteries. Have a fresh supply of all size batteries that you're going to need for flashlights, hand crank radio. Okay. If you have motion detector lights outside that use batteries, okay? Plus, make sure you rotate for the expiration dates, okay? Now, the next one is bleach. Store the plain, not the scented kind, okay? With the 4 to 6% hypochlorite for disinfecting items during a crisis. Now, the ninth one is for your entertainment preps, board games, coloring books, crayons, playing cards, puzzle books. Do you have your SHTF library set up yet? Things, entertainment for the children, for your grandchildren, for yourself, okay? Things of that nature. Do not neglect the fact that you will have significant time on your hands, but plan to have a supply of non-tech amusements available for your family, okay? Now, number 10, buckets and containers. You'll want to have food grade buckets for collecting rainwater. If you don't already have a rain catchment system, food grade buckets work wonderful. Any other large vessels that are suitable for washing dishes, bathing, and storing gray water. 5-gallon buckets are particularly useful, okay? Now, candles. I prefer battery operated candles, okay? I have 24. Yeah, and they take, I believe it's 1 AAA. Stock up on a supply of low burning candles. I do know a lot of people who make their own candles using like Crisco. There are 2 community members that have their own businesses that make emergency candles. Their links are always in the description box below, okay? They are easy to store. They don't have an expiration date. Matter of fact, hang on. Okay, yeah, I completely forgot that the one community member, she sent me samples of her emergency candles. It's by KMD Candles, okay? She makes these. They're wood wicks. They're soy candles, okay? Like I said, her link is in the description box below. If you can see, it does say emergency preparedness candle. So if you want to check her out, all right? So, you can get some really good candles. All right. So the next thing is cash, moolah. If the grid is down, Your debit card, your credit card, not going to work. It's going to be useless. All right. So the banks may also be closed. Have money on hand at home to use in emergency. Bartering some of the supplies on this list may also be an option. Okay. Now, the next one is clothespins, clothesline, because in a grid down or an emergency situation, your appliances may not work. So, you know, you're not going to have your Maytags. You know what I mean? So you just might need these, okay? But they also come in handy for building temporary shelters as well. The next thing on the list is called the cook stove. Now, you probably have one, and it's called the camping stove, okay? But you may want to purchase an additional propane or kerosene-powered cook stove for use during an extended crisis. And do not forget to purchase the fuel as well, okay? Now, the next thing is duct tape. You could do you can't, you know, have too many rolls of this lifesaver. You really can't. You know, there's so many things, you know, it's called Alabama Chrome for a reason. You can literally fix everything with duct tape. But the next one is extra basic clothing. Okay, stock up on, you know, your t-shirts, your socks, your underwear, your bras, you know, your favorite pants. If you wear sweats or yoga pants, whatever, okay, and an extra pair of shoes, right on. The next thing is first aid kits. I think that a lot of people, they forget to do the first aid kits, you know. But the other day I had actually talked about what is in the first aid kit. It's a medic kit for the Marine Corps. So, you know, it's always good to have your first aid kits up and ready to go. Okay, so the next thing is fishing equipment. You know, you can get a very good fishing rod, get fishing nets, crab traps, stuff like that. Okay. And you can actually get them at a very decent price. But don't forget your lines, your hooks, your lures. Okay. And keep good bait on hand too. You could just throw them right in the freezer. So the next thing is flares and whistles. These items, they will help you attract the attention of rescuers if you need help. Okay. And then the next thing, of course, is flashlights. But don't forget your batteries, okay? But it's always good to also have solar-powered flashlights, okay? Or you can just go to Dollar Tree and get the solar-powered lights, like the stakes lights that you put in the ground. I have like 24 of them. You know what I mean? Well, I bought them when it was still Dollar Tree, but still, you know what I mean? They work just as well. Fuel. For your generator, for your car, for your tools, for your cook stove. It's essential to, you know, emergency survival. It really, truly is. Lighter fluid as well. Fire starters as well. Charcoal. Okay, wood chips. All right, all of that stuff is essential. Now, the next thing is garbage bags. You really can't have too many of these. Okay, because it's a multi-purpose item, all right? You can use them for storage, to make makeshift tarps, ponchos, okay? The list goes on and on, all right? The next thing, garden seeds. Yes. And where to get the best garden seeds? The link is in the description box below. And use discount GARDEN22. Yes, Willow Ridge. Yes, Willow Ridge. It's an Etsy store owned by a community member. Please check her out. The next thing is gasoline containers. So if you have gas cans, make sure you keep them filled, and also get the fuel saver stuff, because, you know, that stuff will extend the life up to from 6 months to like a year or two. You know what I mean? So it's so worth having. It's like, what, $3 for a bottle? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, with the gas cans, if there's a crisis going on, finding an open gas station could be sketchy, especially if you're in an area that you're not well acquainted with, if you get my drift. All right. So the next thing is a generator. depending on where you live, depending on your budget, you can choose like a permanent generator, like, you know, a whole house, or you can get just a portable gas or solar. Okay. Some people just want to have a Jackery. All right. Also make sure you have the necessary extension cords that you need. Okay. Because there are certain extension cords to go with a gas generator and stuff like that. I learned that when I bought my first generator. All right. So the next one is hand operated openers, can openers. Okay. You know, we stock up on all these canned goods, right? How you going to open it with that nice Black & Decker can opener? Guess what? You know, I know there are ways to open it, you know, with a knife or whatever the case may be, but it's nice to have a manual can opener. Okay. So the next one is an insulated ice chest. Now, I know we all wish we could afford a Yeti, but yeah, that's like, you know, that's out there in left field. I can't afford that. But coolers are suitable for keeping food and drinks, you know, from the freezing winter, as well as keeping things cool in the warm weather. Keep in mind that some of your essential medicines like insulin need to be kept cool. Okay. Now the next one, lamp oil wicks and lanterns. Speaking of fuel, those emergency lamps won't do you any good if you don't have the lamp oil to operate them. Okay. The next one is matches and lighters. Look for the Strike Anywhere variety. You cannot have enough on hand. They're very nice. Actually, I think it's For Patriots also has something that's similar. Okay. Because I had bought one for my husband. Yeah, I did. The next one is non-perishable foods. Now, a well-stocked emergency food pantry. Now, if you're of the prepared mind, you know what I'm talking about, and you have this in your house. Should always include like rice, soup, beans, nuts, oats, flour, pasta, dried meat, fruit, long-lasting foods. Okay, even if you pressure can. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Also, you should have like sugar, honey. Okay, I buy powdered honey. I love powdered honey. Okay, cooking oil, basic condiments, salt and pepper. Okay. Now, the next thing is personal hygiene items. Now, ladies, feminine hygiene. Okay. Skin and hair care products. This will all be in short supply after a disaster. Okay. So stock up on these items. Okay. Now, the next one is pest control. Yeah. Insects and rodents will be causing a problem in certain disaster scenarios. So stock up on repellents and coils and traps. Okay. Now, portable toilet. With a power outage and a water shortage, you're not going to be able to go potty, you know, in the bathroom. So a portable or a pit toilet will make waste management much more possible for you. Okay. So you might want to look into that. Now, the next thing is propane. Just like before, okay, just after a disaster, propane cylinders will fly off the shelves. Okay, so stock up on them if you can. Now, the next one is a radio. I like the hand crank, AM, FM, NOAA. Okay, those are good to have. Now, with no internet and no TV, how are you going to get the news, right? So it's good to have one of those little hand cranks. Okay, so the next thing is rain gear, ponchos. Yes, waterproof boots, plastic sheeting. These are just some supplies that will help you withstand rain and flooding. The next thing is seasoned firewood. Please have, a good supply of dry wood for burning, for warmth, and for cooking. Okay. The next thing is sleeping bags and extra blankets. Compact emergency blankets are good to have in your car as well. All right. Now, the next thing is a solar charger. If your emergency is local or it's regional, you'll be able to keep your devices connected with the outside world with a solar charger. Okay. You can find a good one at 4Patriots. All right. I have one. It's very nice. The next thing is tarps. They are very inexpensive and easy to store. They'll serve many uses in a disaster scenario. The next thing is toilet paper. But let's not go through what we went through in 2020 for the love of God. Okay. Yes, it's a personal care item, but toilet paper deserves a line of its own. All right. Don't be caught short of this often forgotten everyday necessity like they did in 2020. For some reason, everybody needed to have 18 packs of toilet paper all at once. So the next thing is tools. Keep your basic supply of tools clean and in good repair, okay? You'll want to pay special attention to like saws, axes, hatchets, drills, screwdrivers, screws, hammers, nails, rakes, shovels, rope, twine, wire. Okay, those are just a few. All right. So the next thing is vinegar. Vinegar is a staple in this house. Okay. It's an all natural way to clean your house when you run out of cleaning supplies. Plus, it's very good to have when you have pets. Yeah. And also, you know, a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of oil, and you got a salad. So, the next thing is water. And, you know, you can only survive a few days without water, right? So keep that in mind. You can stock up on boiled water. However, for long-lasting emergencies, you're also going to need a water purification method, such as treatment tablets, water filters. You got your Berkey, you got your Life straws, okay? Or a gravity-powered filtration system, okay? Now, the next thing are weapons and ammunition, okay? Be sure you are well stocked in supplies, both for self-defense and for hunting, okay? Pepper spray is another good one, or wasp spray, bear spray, okay? It's a personal favorite. So, the next thing is winter clothing. For those of us that live up north or in Canada, okay, or in the UK, since disasters can strike at any time, anywhere, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have a preference, Mother Nature. It's a good idea to put aside a supply of hats, gloves, scarves for emergencies, okay, and, you know, warm socks. So the next thing is ringers and washboards and buckets. You need to have these things for washing clothes because, like I said, your Maytag ain't going to be running for the, you know, after a grid down scenario. Okay. So you're going to need these for washing your clothes, washing your towels. Okay. And you're not going to want to waste valuable fuel on powering up your washer and your dryer. Right. So the next thing is writing paper, pens, pencils, okay, pencil sharpener, erasers, that type of thing, okay? If you're used to, you know, on the keyboard like I am, you will want to have your old school methods back, okay? Of making lists like we all do with the prepper notebooks, okay? Notes, reminders, okay? You may also find yourself journaling. Yeah. Remember what it was like when we were kids and we had a diary? Okay. So, because, you know, journaling can actually be comforting during a crisis, believe it or not. Okay. The next thing are zip ties. I use zip ties all the time, especially when gardening. Okay. So, it's inexpensive. You can stock up on it. It's very useful in a crisis situation. Okay. But like I said, I use mine all the time in the garden. And the last thing are Ziploc bags. Stock up on these in several sizes, you know, all the way from the snack bags all the way up to the gallons and the, you know, whether you keep your food in there, the medicine, other safe, you know, items to keep it safe and dry. Okay. It all depends on you. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I love you. If you have anything else that you would like to add to this list, put it in the comment section. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always,